Don't let women manipulate you, man. I got a little story time for y'all, man. So, I took this woman out, you know, this is like some time ago, like wait. So, and this is when I first got into like investing, like Robinhood or whatever, you know. So they have, like, if you're familiar with it, if you're not, that's fine, but I'll tell you. So they have this security feature on there. You can put limits and stuff like that. If you reach a certain limit, they kind of like, I guess, block the card or decline the card or something like that, right? So it's this test I be doing, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure that I'm not being used for my money. I work really hard for my money, and I don't go around showing it off. Like, the only things I really talk about when I'm having a conversation with women, you know what I'm saying, is not how much money I got, but my passions. Like, I love music, I love basketball. I modeled for a little bit. I'm really into skincare, you know what I'm saying? And so, and I'm a huge anime head, man, my whole life. Huge anime head, man. Real quick, not to veer off, but favorite anime, Dragon Ball Z. Favorite animes right now, though, Solo Leveling and Demon Slayer. It's this new anime too that I really like called Gachi Okuta. It just came out. They like 7-8 episodes in, maybe. Super good. I recommend checking it out on Crunchyroll. And y'all get y'all tickets for the Demon Slayer movie. I'm about to get mine soon. But anyway, so I really like talking about the stuff I'm passionate about. You know what I'm saying? Because if I lead with my pockets, I got to deal with the consequences of that. I can't really blame women for that because I'm choosing how I want to lead as a man. So I got to be responsible for that, So if I'm leading with my pockets and I'm flaunting my money or whatever, like, what do I expect? You know what I'm saying? She gonna see that and she gonna do whatever she need to do to get to it. Even if that means use me or act interested or pretend this or pretend that, dangle the carrot in front of me. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, what I do, because I had this one time, is I exposed this chick, man, took her out, and so my Robinhood card, I put the limit on it right before, right? I think I put, if I go past like $10, you know what I'm saying? Like something small so that it could easily decline, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew it would go like over that. So I give the card. I'm not saying a word. Don't nobody know nothing except me. Not even the person ringing up the card. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want nobody giving it away. Because I like, that's how I test women, man. I'm not trying to be used for everything I work hard for. It's like I want a genuine connection. I want a genuine connection. And you don't get a genuine connection through money. You get a genuine connection through the collaboration of y'all spirit. If you ain't got the same spirit, ain't no point in taking things forward. You know what I'm saying? Because conflicting spirits, that's not good. There's two kinds of spirits out here. It's good and bad. And like the Most High said, good can't produce bad fruit and bad fruit can't produce good fruit. So you either get with a like bad spirit or a like good spirit. Me, I really want to, try my best to remain good spirited. I pray every day. I try to get better every day. Ask for forgiveness for whenever I mess up, and I try to remain good. So, I'm striving for someone who also is like-minded in that way, good spirited. Good intentions, not trying to manipulate me, not just after one thing or materialistic. And so I gave the lady the card to ring up everything, and I already knew what the result's gonna be. She came back, it was like, yeah, it didn't go through, because I wanted to see the girl's reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, is that really gonna bother her? Because I can tell by body language and stuff like that. And so, she acted cool for a little bit, but couldn't really hide it. I'm really observant, man. Outside of these videos I make, I'm extremely like reserved. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem being quiet. I can be quiet for like I can be quiet for hours, for a day, for days. You know what I'm saying? And just observe and just watch people. That's really when you learn. You don't really learn by talking, you learn by listening. So And there's different ways to listen. So I sat back, I'm watching her body language, I'm keeping it cool. She asking me questions about me, I'm answering. And that's one thing, I keep it honest, I keep it real. You know, and things I'm passionate about, I'm not gonna put myself down. I don't believe in downplaying, but I don't believe in letting things get to your head either. But there's nothing wrong with confidently expressing what you're passionate about and what you have success in, especially when someone's asking you about it. You're not volunteering it, they're pretty much giving you permission to, not that I'm seeking it, but I'm just saying, so like I was looking at how she tried to act cool, but she just gave it away. She ordered a ride home like right away after that. The talking kind of slowed down a little bit. Eye contact a little less. Just whole demeanor just changed. But she tried to hide it though. She tried to act the same, but I caught it because it's like I'm really good on social cues, man. I can read the room. I can read people in seconds. You can't get past me, man. So it's like, oh, okay. But of course, like, I'm nonchalant. I have a good poker face. A lot of times, like, you can't read me. And that's when a lot of people get, like, upset with me because they can't really figure me out. But that's not my problem anyway. So I'm keeping it cool. I'm nonchalant. It's as if that hasn't happened. Like, she hasn't switched, But on the inside, I see it. And so, yeah, after that, I'm just like, oh, like, hey, let's do this, the gym or something like that. And she exposed herself. She was like, oh, no, how are you going to keep a baddie if you ain't got no money? Your card declined. She ain't saying nothing about me expressing my passions about basketball. I told her that, I was in school for, like, acting and stuff. And, anime and just, I was telling her a lot of what I love to do, what I'm into and everything. She didn't say nothing about any of that. The first thing she zeroed in on was the car getting declined and money this and money that and how you going, and if you're broke, then how it's like, how do you know? How do you know for sure? You know what I'm saying? And that, like, with that happening, I was able to, like, easily cut her off, and I dodged the bullet. You know what I'm saying? That's really, like, and that's what us men really got to do. We got to start protecting ourselves by testing these women. And it's not manipulation. Women try to call it manipulation because they don't want to get exposed for their true intentions, because they're very indirect a lot of the time. It's really women that do the manipulating because they pretend like they're interested and they're really not. Men are really more direct. If you see them not being as direct, it's because they're feminized a lot nowadays. But a man's man is direct because we don't have time for that. And, the Most High said for a man to test all spirits. So we got to do that because it's for our own protection. We can't get manipulated by evil spirits out here, forces out here. And a lot of them use women to get to us. So we got to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? And, if we get sucked into something, can't get out of it, then what? There's a lot of men that lose their lives because of a woman, get locked up because of a woman, lose their jobs because of a woman, have their reputation ruined because of a woman. They lose their mind over a woman. You know what I'm saying? And we, as men, we shouldn't be letting that happen. We got to be stronger than that. We got to be wiser than that. So we got to look out for ourselves, look out for each other. Like, if you're a man, you got a best friend, you got a homie, and you see a woman trying to do it a certain way, hey man, I'm not hating on or nothing, I wish you the best, I want my homie to be cool, I want you to be happy with your chick that you choose or whatever, but, like, this woman, like, she on some, something not right, man, pay attention, man, because I saw this and that. Like, we got to start looking out for each other, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And the men that are in those situations, we got to stop thinking that the dude always hating. It's cases where the dude try to get you out of a situation because he jealous. That happens a lot. But you know, if you train yourself to know the difference, if you can see that your homie genuinely cares about your well-being and doesn't want you to get manipulated by a woman, those type of men in the situations got to start listening to their homies. Start listening to your homies, because they just trying to look out for you, man. And so anyway, you know, she revealed her true colors, so I cut her off. You know, she told me pretty much in a few words that she was about the money and nothing else. She even called me a lame. She told me to screw off for no reason, you know, just straight disrespected me, didn't take any accountability, and just kept talking about how she's a baddie and this and that. And before that, she was talking about how humble she was. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't add up. Oh, okay, so you was putting on a humble mask, but underneath that mask, you as arrogant as they come. Okay, so you're not about the money. You just want to find a boyfriend and this and that, you know, you get genuine connection. But that was a mask too, because underneath, you just a straight up gold digger. And when that mask comes off, it's like you ain't got no shame. You know what I'm saying? So that's the trick that not the trick, that's the test that I use to, you know, I guess filter through the women who are no good, who have crude intentions. Like, imagine if I would have kept going through this and that, and the whole time she just trying to get free this and free that, you know. But the very first time hung out and I pulled that test, I found out everything I needed to know. Y'all should try that as men. You know what I'm saying? If you got a spare card, or if you got like a Robinhood card, go into security settings, put like a little limit on there, or if you exceed a certain amount, or if your bank do it and you got a spare bank card or whatever, even if it's not Robinhood, if you got that feature where if you spend over a certain amount, if you attempt, they'll decline your card for security purposes. Put a limit of like $5, $10. If you feel like you're gonna spend like 20, put a limit of 10. If you feel like you're gonna spend like 10, put a limit of like $1, $5. So that way, if for sure decline and you give the card, you know it's gonna decline, you get it back, and that way you have it decline right in front of her, you can see her reaction. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that can give you a lot of answers, you know what I'm saying? Because women not gonna show their true colors right away. They super indirect, and you gotta test them. You gotta expose them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do certain things to where it's like they don't see it coming, so they accidentally show their true colors. And when they do, you gotta catch it real quick. Otherwise, you'll miss it and you won't see it, and you'll still get bamboozled, man. You gotta, like, don't let it go over your head. So hey, that's a good test, man. That's a good test. Use a spare card, credit card, debit card, whatever, and put that limit on there, man. Right when you about to go out, so that when you pay, it declines, man. You know, and if she's like, oh, no, it's okay, you know, and everything, and she's real, like, and sometimes they may offer to make up the difference or whatever, and you know, it's just like the effort they put in. But if they sitting back looking at you crazy, or like they're upset, or you know, and they're distant, they don't want to hang out with you no more, you haven't heard back from them, they demeanor change towards you, that tells you everything that you need to know. That tells you that they're only about the money. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if that doesn't matter to them, you'll know that too. You know, it's a difference in mannerisms and just their approach, you know, and like we really got to just understand these things and catch them, so that we know like how to handle situations like this.